Hello all. Hi. Thanks for joining us today for this session. In conjunction with the show Seni Kripto. Um, initially we wanted it to be physical because we didn't anticipate the situation will change, and right now we're virtual. But it's a good thing because we're talking about a virtual subject anyway. So might as well we fully embrace this digital era now, and we've switched it online, and so that you guys can tune in from the comfort of your houses. So we are happy to have with us today, and we are happy to be invited to moderate this session as part of the Seni Crypto show happening at Digital Arts Gallery in Kedai KL. So uh, with that we have three panelist artists with us who are currently showing their works in the show hosted by Philomen, the Seni Crypto show. With the respective artists here, we have Fiza Rahim, and then we have Faris Vuvosa, Faris Nasir, and Azare. We'll be discussing on crypto art, what it is, what an NFT means for creatives, the community, and how do we educate beyond the hype. So basically, there's a lot of news out there lah about NFTs, and some people are against it, some people are like macam on it. So macam we just want to tell the experience that the artist went through, and then basically just opening up as a community. Yeah, that's the intention of this session. So we'll start a bit on the introduction, a bit about the artist. So we'll start with Fiza Rahim. She's a design director, one half of Machine Is, specializing in design, motion graphics, and visual arts. Faris Nasir is a man of many talents. He is famously known as a soap bubble artist as well as being a digital artist. And Azare is a visual artist with works interested in the realms of sci-fi and digitalism. So thank you all for coming on board today on this Sunday noon tengah hari. Thank you guys.
Thanks for having us.
Thank you so
Thank you.
much.
No, it's nice to just have a conversation in general tengah time macam agak suram ni kan.
Yeah.
So it's just nice. Yeah, it's just nice to get together and have a conversation on the things we do lah. Yeah, I think it's good to share our experiences, and it's good that in a way that this thing is mediating between the whole situation of MCO tak MCO, MCO tak MCO. So in a way, this whole idea of the digital virtual world is becoming a mainstay, and it looks like macam with the idea of macam digital arts, NFTs, and so benda tu macam it looks more relevant than ever actually for us to be discussing about topic ni lah. So all of these artists currently have NFT works that accompany the show, and are available for purchase through their respective platforms. Through you can find it on the DAG punya Insta, and then you could find the artists, and they have links through Foundation,
He kept
he cat and maker's place. Yeah, so those are the platforms, yeah, that they're providing the NFTs through. So without further ado, jom kita dive into this session Borak Seni Kripto. So this would be the first, I think, for Malaysia in terms of having a physical NFT art show. Before that, we had one earlier on the year, with the NXFT community. So this one is placed within a physical gallery setting at Kedai KL at Masa Avenue. So it's quite interesting where macam this is not just digital, virtual, but it's now macam displaced onto a physical setting lah, which is in this case is a white box gallery. And I think it's good macam seeing that convergence of the physical and digital, because I think tak kisahlah how digital you get, people will still live in the physical, right? So I think it's all about mediating that layer kan. So in terms of maybe the audience would like some background information lah on basically what NFTs are. So just to basically give some background, basic background info on what all the news has been about lately kan. So NFT stands for non fungible token. a cryptocurrency that works with blockchain technology. So, for example, Bitcoin is a currency. Like most people know what Bitcoin is now. So, Bitcoin is a coin. So, NFT is a unique digital certificate tied to a digital asset. So, it is in a way that digital file is a token. Is in a way it is a currency, but it's unique in its value lah as compared to Bitcoin or ataupun individual coins such as Ethereum and such. So NFTs kicked off. I mean, they started. They were around for quite some time, 2016, 17. But and then it kicked off really last year, and then with earlier this year being like quite sort of the peak lah. We're seeing not the peak lah, but it's like steadily going up. So it started off with the selling of memes, macam Nyan Cat and CryptoPunks. So and then we went to macam we saw NBA Top Shot, basically highlight reels from NBAs being sold as NFTs, basically video being sold as NFTs, and is now creeping into the visual arts world lah. So we are seeing macam also macam auction houses like Christie's are coming in to cash in juga. So it's and then of course that thing will evolve further lah. But it's just the idea of non physical assets that has now macam has a certain value or authenticity to it. So it's interesting in that manner lah, of where technology is going lah. So we could start off a discussion with the three artists basically by asking macam how did you respectively macam terdengar about NFT? How did you stumble upon it? And as what were your initial reactions lah as individual artists? Maybe we could start with Faris first. Faris Nasir.
Hmm. So
Hmm.
I first dengar actually masa I start going macam into crypto
Hmm.
2017 macam tu.
Oh, I see.
So masa tu adalah orang cakap pasal NFT kan. But it's
Hmm.
mostly dia cerita pasal is as a certificate lah. So
Hmm.
and then the application yang masa tu yang dibawakan it can be like sekarang ni macam geran tanah kan is in a like on paper form and then it can be forged and whatsoever. So one of the application of NFT is like you can like have a unforgeable digital certificate lah for any like real world physical asset kan. So
Hmm.
and then start dengar NFT to be jadi macam as an a token for artworks kan.
Hmm.
Last year lah baru dengar. So masa tu macam tak sangka pula kan mula dengar pasal it's about pasal like
Hmm.
grants and then about identification of citizen for voting system. So bila dia cakap
Hmm.
and then it's going to NF apa untuk artis kan macam I rasa
Hmm.
tak sangka lah yang macam lah art will be like the pioneers of macam to bagi the mass adopt the blockchain technology kan. So that's what
Betul.
I macam masuk lah into NFT because I want to like have more people use blockchain.
Ah, interesting.
Hmm.
Nice, nice. How about you, Fiza? Macam how did you macam ni you stumble upon like this whole world lah? I would say world of NFT ni as a visual artist.
Okay. I actually just started last February, like this February.
Hmm.
Before this, I've heard of NFT, but then I never dive into it. And then
Hmm.
I also heard about cryptocurrency way years before. Like all my friends, like some
Hmm.
of my friends, they actually invest in cryptocurrency. And then by
Hmm.
that time, since it was not really mainstream, or so it's not a lot of info about it, so I'm not really sure on how to dive into it. But the
Hmm.
moment that Ethereum has this like platform so that people can authenticate digital art and then sell your digital art, because before NFT I've been doing digital art since for many years without, most of it I do for commercial clients, like like such of the brands that I know and work with before, but I've never sold them as an art piece. So
Hmm.
with the rise of NFT, then there's this other platform that I can, sell my artwork to people that like my work. So I didn't know some people like my work and they want to own my work until I'm on foundation, like
Mm,
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 yeah, for me it's nice to be in the community. I know that there are some issues about global warming apa semua, right? But I'm not the person to talk about that because I'm not an expert in that issue.
mm,
However, there are other platforms, that has clean NFT that you can dive into, which is not as you know bad, they would say,
mm,
uh
mm,
to sell your work or your
mm,
pieces. So that's
mm.
how I actually got into NFT after all this cryptocurrency information from my friends lah. Yeah.
It's interesting because yeah lah, macam for me it was the same thing. Macam knowing about cryptocurrency and then moving towards other things related to that sphere lah.
Mm-mm.
Essentially. So Azari, how about macam mana about your journey pula in terms of macam knowing about the NFT sphere and all?
My journey is macam quite early juga lah actually because
Mm,
NFT dia macam like last year it was macam quite hype lah because of ramai every crypto artist want artist want to join the hype train, right? So when macam every people macam nak get into the NFT kan, so um I research lah, like I been to YouTube and everything and search for like what is crypto lah basically, and then what is NFT. So I research and I look up at every people yang dah masuk kan. So at the time I tak masuk lagi lah. I try to macam go to every platform and search like how to get into NFT, right? So um I've been I've been meaning to selling my artwork also lah, as on digital platforms. So I try to, like at first foundation, right? So macam I try to get invites lah apa semua kan. And then try to search so like super rare everything, but super rare is, I mean, like quite difficult to get into, right? So yeah, but foundation is um I got lucky lah because someone is invited me to the foundation. So and then like at the platform I sell lah a few artworks on there. Yeah, but overall like I bit overwhelmed lah because of how NFT have gotten really big at. Yeah.
I mean it's definitely something yang macam no one could have foreseen the adoption of it lah kot.
Yeah,
It
yeah,
would be like this. Tapi macam I would ask all of you lah. Tapi I'll ask you first, Azari. Macam
yeah.
apa yang you paling excited about this relatively new aspect of visual arts? Or is it like macam it's just good to have, or macam if it doesn't exist pun it's okay? Or do you actually welcome it lah in terms of having the NFT punya tag
Oh,
bergabung dengan visual arts ni?
NFT like visual art. I mean like I think it's good for someone who like for me, like when you create an artwork and you want to show it like to the world, I think. And then so when NFT came in, so people want to like like these collectors, and so like they want to collect your artwork tau. So as a visual artist, when someone like so you want to sell your work, and then but you create an artwork, but like people just want to see it, so it doesn't have like, yeah, you upload but you don't have people like to own it tau. So when people like collect the artwork, it's like added value to your I think like your piece. Yeah.
Hmm. In terms of you guys, Fiza and Faris, in terms of what are you most excited about this new thing in happening with the individual arts punya?
Maybe macam like before this kan, kalau macam digital art, if you want to like sell digital art, mostly macam dia mesti nak kena ada media either on screen atau you print it on. So macam dulu macam I buat a bit like digital art kan. So the only way to like get incentivized kan, I kena print on t-shirt ataupun pergi daftar dekat print on demand punya company kan. So dia boleh print to marks, everything. But that's only for like stills lah. Tapi macam kalau video you nak apa, nak jual macam mana kan. Kalau macam we do like motion punya art, digital artworks. So
Yeah.
macam bila ada NFT ni, it's like macam they give us a macam a platform lah. So yeah, so to get incentivized. So tak semestinya kena keluar dekat screen, kena keluar kat TV ataupun masuk commercial work, but we can jual the motion artwork kan, as is, as a digital punya artwork lah.
I agree with
Nice.
Faris as well. So for me, because I do a lot of commercial work with clients, and usually they would like your style, but then they want it for their brands. So with the NFT, it's more about what I'm very hopeful about is just, you are selling the thing that you like as you visual artist instead of just doing something for your commercial clients, right? So it is your own voice, it is your own taste, it is your own fees, because sometimes yes, I do appreciate commercial work. I love working under like certain pressure from the client, and then collaborating with them. It's I live for it. But also there are some parts of me that the more artistic part of me that want to create something that like rainbows. I love rainbows. So it's always, I have this problem when I was a designer last time. I remember junior designer, and then my creative director would say like, Fiza, tone down your colors because you have so many colors, like too
Oh.
much colors. And in my point of view, I come from Borneo. We always have super colorful stuff, man. Like Sabah Sarawak is all like vibrant stuff,
Betul.
vibrant things. So it's kind of like my voice. I am, colorful. I love colors. So why can't I use that? Sometimes in commercial work, I do appreciate that some of my clients now, they come to me and machinists because they'll be like, oh, I love your colors. I want you to do the colors for my brand. So that's something that I really appreciate. And it's something new, like throughout the years, it becomes more and more client would request this of us instead of last time, like, hey, I like this style that, I want you to try to do our branding to this kind of style. Now it's more like the client will come to us and then would say like, hey, I saw your NFT or I saw your digital art and I would like you to do something like this. Or, or some people just come to me and it's like, hey, I love your work and I wish I can own it just to collect because I've been a fan of you, So I'm also a fan of a lot of other visual artists. So there are other platforms that you can, like in the future, you can use to collect all the digital art and moving graphics that you love.
Interesting. So macam in terms of for Fiza, in terms of her practice, you and your husband's machine is kan, macam upon set macam managing macam I can make money out of this NFT, macam does it in a way give you a different revenue stream for your practice ke macam it's just good to have like other sources where you could actually sell your artworks, macam does it
Yeah.
impact your practice that in that sense?
Yeah. As you all know, like all of us are affected by COVID. Like it would be a lie to say that we are not affected at all. Like because most of our clients, if some of them are in travel and retail, and travel and retail are not doing so well right now, especially the travel sector. So because they are our clients, so in a way we are also affected in that section. Of course, video game clients, they will always be thriving, and then like some digital form of clients, then yes, they don't get affected so much. But in terms of like travel and retail, yes, they do. So in a way, for me, with this kind of NFT platform, it's nice to be in it, not just for the other side revenue, but it's also for the community. Like all this time, I've been actually looking for local Southeast Asian artists, motion graphics, especially specifically women. And I know a lot of my peers, they know this. Like I've been trying to find them, and it's been so hard before NFT. And then I'm so glad that after the existence of NFT, it's more like all the women, they come out, all the girls, all the ladies. So it's like I can see them now compared to last time. It's like, oh, who I would just like, who is this? Now I know there's Moon, right? So it's like even Sophia coming soon, right? So I'm quite
Hmm.
happy that this platform actually helps in terms of the community, and also
Hmm.
like
Hmm.
your side hustle, I guess.
Hmm.
Yeah.
I mean, I like seeing the community aspect lah of this whole NFT punya macam effort lah kot, macam within Malaysia, macam you could see macam I know Faris is quite an active member, and then macam hosting things. So macam I think it's quite nice seeing this part of community building in terms of visual art, sebab macam I'm partially half in the fine art punya world lah kan, tapi macam it's I don't know, it's maybe because we don't see it manifested digitally ke, macam kita tak connect through macam contoh Discord ke to discuss. And so I think the community aspect of this is quite refreshing, I think. I don't know, Faris, what you feel about like the idea of macam did this community exist before this NFT thing, or macam was it always apparent within the visual arts lah, sebab you guys have always been communicating through this thing like Discord and other platforms. And so is it like, did it progress it more, or was it just a natural transition like that?
Hmm, I yang kita punya Discord tu actually baru je start like 2 months, like I think less than 2 months lah. But most of
Mm,
the members yang kat dalam tu semua dah like known each other for a few years already lah. And then
mm,
bila macam
mm,
ada NFT ni, so macam if you want to get into NFT, there's a lot of things that you need to understand kan. So macam
mm,
kalau you nak mint an NFT, first you must have a cryptocurrency, the Ethereum ke ataupun Tezos ke, and then how
mm,
to how to get Ethereum and Tezos pun, like many people still don't understand how, what wallet, what current, what exchange you need to go to. So
mm,
macam we have a enthusiastic people and macam
mm,
apa, Shaman and Adi
mm,
semua. So and then
mm,
we know this because we've done it, and then we hope like to see more local artists to like join together lah, because this is a new platform, but it's just
mm,
you need to understand a little bit. So we created the community lah. And then,
mm,
but the community also actually kita plan bukannya just for NFT. NFT is just because it is
mm,
now, and when so we can add
betul.
in the activity to educate. And
Mm,
so maybe after
mm,
NFT there will be other things like AR or VR, anything, so we can like venture into
mm,
other things also lah. So but it's all about the community spirit lah. So we love
mm.
to play, share and learn together.
No,
Hmm.
it's interesting sebab I've been reading into macam DAOs kan,
Hmm.
decentralized autonomous organization. So macam it
Hmm.
is sort of macam the visual arts punya scene is sort of heading into that direction of macam self-organizing punya groups. I think it's quite interesting
Hmm.
where macam blockchains become like a backbone lah kot of this whole group. So
Hmm.
macam it's quite interesting. Yeah, Malaysia is also macam we're not far behind lah. Macam because everyone is digital, so macam semua orang is aware of what's happening globally. But it's good to know that Malaysia is also macam within that same level of discussion lah. So
Hmm.
macam I wanted to ask Azari macam in terms of macam uh, macam NFT ni, macam with you selling your NFT, does it provide a new avenue for you in terms of macam revenue, in terms of generating income, and to help your maybe your job ke, your macam what you're doing professionally?
Alright. Okay, for me actually, uh, NFT, like I jump into NFT is it's not really about money,
Hmm.
but but right now it doesn't like provide me like income or everything. Like, I still doing my like main job as
Hmm.
a motion designer, and
Hmm.
then so like NFT is my like my side, like passion. So I
Hmm.
can get into like because of the community, like, and many like creative people get into it.
Hmm.
So I like to see that, like how they everything switch on like to the world, right?
Hmm.
So I think like right now it doesn't like I've not make money from it lah, basically.
Hmm.
So yeah,
Faham. No, macam we tried juga. Macam it's hard
yeah,
to sell
yeah,
NFTs, to be honest. Macam it's a whole different world lah, I would say. Macam in terms of marketing, in terms of uh macam what people want is different juga. It's not
yeah,
dia bukannya macam yelah, it's a different way of
yeah, yeah,
selling visual art lah kan.
yeah,
But it's interesting lah. It's an
yeah.
interesting world around it. So macam in terms of, well, I don't know, macam this community aspect to the whole NFT thing. Do you think it has benefited you guys? Macam in terms of, macam for me, macam I got to know a lot of amazing people lah. Macam that I would have otherwise not macam bertembung dengan or macam within the circle of lah. So macam, did you guys macam realize that macam, oh, macam there's this community macam, oh, macam we could connect and we could share resources, and it's just I don't know, maybe it ties in back to this whole COVID situation where we're all at home, but we still need to be connected kan. Tapi macam, how do you guys feel about the whole community to a sense? Anyone can answer.
Hmm.
Faris.
Tak
Alright,
lah, macam dia like, masa kita orang start the community kan,
Hmm.
it seems lah macam there's a sense of purpose lah. Kalau tidak macam
Hmm.
duduk kat rumah macam, kalau macam masa kita orang first mint dulu kan, bila kita mint, kita duduk depan laptop, kita mint, upload, lepas tu pop habis kat situ, lepas tu kita share. So
Hmm.
macam tak best tau. Dia macam first masa COVID MCO dulu,
Hmm.
you buat apa Zoom meeting dengan kawan-kawan kan. Sebelum ni kalau
Hmm.
Zoom meeting, kalau meeting yang fizikal lah, kita habis meeting kita still boleh borak-borak
Hmm.
lagi apa semua kan. Tapi bila dah masuk MCO kan, you habis meeting, you pop orang apa disconnect kan, macam you seorang-seorang. And then bila
Hmm.
I fikir balik, macam jam lah kan. So bila
Hmm.
kita ada community, so I fikir apa kata kita make a community, kita ramai-ramai, kita buat satu session. And
Hmm.
so it becomes more lively lah. Kan? So
Mm.
Hmm.
lepas tu
Yeah, I agree with that. The minting party helps a lot.
yeah,
kan, and then kita
Hmm.
boleh borak-borak masa apa bin tu, sebab and then thanks to Discord it's a very good platform lah, macam semua orang boleh
Hmm.
stream, share the screen ramai-ramai, and then we can
Hmm.
talk, we can like share the links, everything. So it connects people lah.
Hmm.
Uh,
Zari ada macam macam what do you feel about macam being a part of the community ke, macam what do you macam nampak the community is doing, macam what aspects do you like ke about it?
same for me lah. Actually macam
Hmm.
before this I've tak kenal pun like every people yang like in
Hmm.
Malaysia who like visual artists lah, basically. So
Betul.
macam when NFT or like this community like suddenly ada kan, so macam I kenal like many people, like macam like getting to know Faris and
Hmm.
Iza and everyone
Hmm.
in this like
Hmm.
community. So macam really like ada macam like friends lah to look up into and like getting know to each other.
Hmm.
Yeah,
Betul?
that's what I like lah about it.
Betul?
Yeah,
Dia
memang for me also is the same thing. Like I won't know all of you guys without NFT actually,
Yeah.
right? To be
kan?
honest, without this Discord,
Yeah.
without
Ah,
and
Yeah.
without like Shake asking me to like showcase my work,
Hmm.
There's that's the thing. Like I want to look for this kind of people, like similar peers. But then if I don't show myself, like I said, I cannot
Mm.
find these people that similar,
Yeah.
right? So in order to find similar people like me, I have to also be out and about in terms of,
Yeah. True. True.
like showing my work. And
Mm.
I don't know these people like you guys existed in Malaysia, or like, your work.
Betul. Betul.
True.
So
I
it's
was
quite
yeah.
refreshing, kan?
Betul. Macam for me, I'm not in the visual arts punya scene. Tapi macam bila I started joining this community, and macam I like the energy. Macam damn, macam where was I all this while? Macam there's this community yang shared resources and macam host meeting party. So dia macam uh, I don't know. It's a new energy lah. Which I haven't felt this anywhere else actually. Which are
Yeah.
outside. Which I'm from architecture design. Which
Yes.
we have Discord groups and stuff. Tapi macam in terms of organizing this, organizing meeting parties, it's structured and there's an output lah. I think
Mm.
that's what I like. Macam dia bukan sekadar borak tau. Dia ada product out of it. Dia macam there's meeting parties. Macam we show you how to meet. We show you how to post things on macam on these platforms on foundation, how to get here macam I think it's awesome lah. It's like that
Yeah.
shared economy kind of thing lah. Yeah, I think
And then
it's quite
lepas tu Syakir pula buat like a physical space to like
betul
exhibit digital
betul.
art kan.
Hmm.
It's the first thing in Malaysia lah I think. Tak pernah lagi
Hmm.
orang buat like exhibition space for only for digital art.
Yeah. True.
Hmm.
Yeah, that's
Hmm.
quite cool. I find, like, I mean, also the digital art, like, a lot of people think that it's not as important as fine art, but I would
Hmm.
beg to differ, because I find that if without digital art, I mean, technology is moving forward. So digital art is
Betul.
eventually will be a norm. And then with the NFT, we can finally, authenticate that this is our work and this is our piece, like
Hmm.
how fine art does it, right?
Hmm.
So for me, this thing makes it fun lah. Like finally you have another way of like sharing your work, not just post on Instagram or
Yeah.
like on social media, which
Yeah.
like
Hmm.
people can enjoy
Betul.
it, people can view it, but some people, we like to collect things. We collect stuff for our house, we collect like furnitures or
Hmm.
whatever, right? So
Hmm.
this should be the same thing. Like we collect fine art, but why not we collect this kind
Hmm.
of digital art?
Digital.
Hmm.
Mm.
Hmm. I think the amazing thing juga is that macam for the first time macam it feels amazing to be able to collect works from you guys. Macam yeah, macam I works from Fiza. So macam as an NFT.
Yeah.
So I think I think that aspect macam we think it's simple, tapi when you actually do it, when you actually are able to collect works from the people you admire, it's really it's quite I don't know, it's a different feeling lah. Yeah,
Yeah,
macam
yeah, it
yeah.
is. On Hikenung, I collect. I mean, I cannot afford to collect on foundation or whatever. I'm not like
Betul betul.
I'm not a crypto millionaire, but
Uh,
on Hikenung, I like collect a lot of like artwork of people that I like, and like
mm,
from like past years, and then like Kiati Trehan, and like
mm,
so for me, I really love her work. So being able to
mm.
like collect it on Hikenung is like a dream lah.
Betul?
So I
Dia
just,
macam
it's a different feeling, right? It's like
Different
Yeah.
feeling,
Yeah.
supporting
different feeling.
them. Yeah, because I'm like
Mm,
supporting your favorite artists and supporting the peers also. It's
mm,
nice.
dia macam
mm,
feeling you nak support a musician, you beli kat Bandcamp dia punya
Yes.
file kan. But this one
Mm-mm.
you support a digital artist.
mm,
Hmm.
mm.
Yeah.
Dia mm. Azari, you want to add anything? Ada apa-apa macam you like about macam have you started collecting?
Yeah. Like yeah, on Hackathon lah. Like same for me
Yeah.
lah. Cause like Ethereum, like I couldn't afford any.
Betul,
So-
aku pun tak boleh afford Ethereum lagi.
So Tezos, right? So people selling on Hackathon like semua like cheap, right? So
Mm.
like we try to collect it lah as much as like good. Yeah, but it's interesting lah. Like I can
Mm.
collect a few artists yang I've been following.
So for the audience, macam what we're referring to is the platform Hik and Nung, hand for short.
Yes.
So hand transacts in Tezos, and Tezos is a lot cheaper than Ethereum. So at the moment, I think it's a nice platform because it's affordable for Southeast Asians to start collecting, to start minting, displaying their work. So a lot of us are on there because it's just affordable and sustainable for us, and we get to collect each other's works. We get to mint our works macam on a much macam cheaper value lah. Then, but we can still price it however we want lah. But it's just nice to be able to have the ability to collect, transact within that platform. Yeah, we can provide you guys with the link later on towards to hand lah. So yeah, it's a platform run on Tezos blockchain. So contoh for example, Foundation runs on Ethereum blockchain, same as Super Rare. So and Tezos is supposedly more energy efficient as compared to Ethereum. So it's the one you go to if you're more macam considered lah about the environment, right? So beyond that, macam Fiza, I wanted to ask in terms of macam you were trying to find more representation or more like women within the visual arts punya field, with what you do. Macam why do you think there's a need to highlight these roles more within visual arts, and I don't know, maybe within your field?
It's quite easy because for me, when I was a young designer, I
Mm,
always, like when you see famous designers, you always thought, how do I get from this point to
mm,
there? And how
mm,
do I become somebody successful like this? I like designers that I look up to, right?
mm,
So, when I was a junior, I always felt that there's kind of a gap and missing in terms of like finding the way to reach, um, like my idols lah, my design
mm,
idols. So
mm,
it's like I always try to like you can't find locally, like usually, because it's so hard to, maybe because our media is new. Like, I mean, digital
mm,
art and visual art is quite a new profession in
mm,
comparison to maybe like, for say, architecture,
mm,
or something like that. So
mm,
yeah, for me, I try to find more women because, of course, it's as a woman, sometimes being in a room full of men, it can be quite daunting because of the
okay.
conversation that they talk about, there's interest and stuff like that, right?
Mm,
So for me, I would like to have to find more peers, like it's so nice for me to find like I said, Moon, like
mm,
Katie Trehan. So there's a lot more that Steffi, for me it's interesting. And Blake Catherine is one of the most famous
Yeah.
female
Black
3D
Catherine.
3D artists, right?
Yeah.
Yep, yep.
So,
True.
and also I like the women empowerment. I'm all for it. And
Mm,
I always believe like there are strong 3D designers out there. And then
mm,
it's just need to be we just need to be louder, I guess. Like, some people would thought that, happened to me before, where me and my husband as machinists, we had design event, and then like
mm,
people would ask my husband, "Hey, Ando, like how did you do these technicalities, blah blah blah." Then my
mm,
husband would be like, "Why do you ask me? You should ask my wife. She's the one who did this artwork. She's the one who
mm,
did this piece." So, and then people were like, huh? Like I thought she was like just admin
mm,
ke apa ke.
Aduh.
Yeah, so that kind of thing happen.
mm,
It's not all the time. Of course, there are people
mm,
who believe that, yeah, we women are capable in doing 3D, or
mm.
like, doing
Visuals. Mm,
design. Yeah.
mm,
So, but there are also people that don't see us as designers. Maybe because they're not used to it, and maybe because we're very quiet about it, about
mm,
doing visual arts, about doing 3D. We're not a
mm,
very loud voice, because women always kind of in our culture always have to be accommodating. Yeah. So
yeah.
yeah, so it is
Mm,
also a culture thing. But yeah, with NFT and like with the current situation where all eyes are on NFT, I think it's
mm,
quite mainstream now, right?
yeah, in a way.
So
Mm-mm.
yeah,
I
so
think.
I
Mm,
hope to have more females come and like connect. That'll
Mm.
be awesome.
can
This
can
is a shout
who
out.
shout out, female designers out there. contact visa. do it. Do your own group.
Yeah, be nice. Local Southeast Asian girls. Come on.
Betul betul. I think it's good sebab macam that's one thing macam to be well represented. But and then macam the idea of NFT itself macam getting macam you guys punya work out there being presented as a valuable thing as much as fine art. I think that's something important juga in terms of being represented. Macam sebelum ni macam macam only galleries had control or say about okay what is valuable as an art piece and apa provenance dia, you know, all that jazz lah kan. So right now it's good macam macam the types of visuals that you guys doing can also be as valuable to other people. And I think itu best, but the bypass traditional structures of galleries, of hierarchies, of structures lah, of traditional conventional structures which are out there, and you guys can be actually be at the forefront pula. I think that's really great lah. Macam I find that really quite liberating. But how about you guys on that macam on that point?
Yeah, I find that okay, between fine art and digital art,
Mm,
right?
mm,
I do appreciate fine art. It's like for
mm,
sure. Like I wish I can afford
of
them,
course.
but of course I cannot. So it's just that I do think digital art is also as important because this is how it is. Like we are all living in kind of a digital world, especially with COVID now. We are all
Mm,
uh not physically connected, but we are digitally connected. And
mm,
it's also we shouldn't be, like people shouldn't say like, oh, digital art is not real art because of the platform that we choose.
mm, mm,
I'm comfortable with 3D. I'm comfortable with digital art. So therefore, I
mm,
use this as my medium. So of course, there are people who are comfortable with watercolor, gouache, acrylic,
mm,
oil painting. Yeah, that's fine. If you're comfortable with it, go for it.
mm,
But as for me, I've tried all of those, maybe except oil, but
mm,
I kind of like 3D. It kind of excites me because I'm a very I like technology since young, like video games,
mm,
all those is like it's my
mm,
jam. So being 3D, like 3D digital artist is exciting lah.
mm,
So I think that in a way we shouldn't be, like, oh, people shouldn't say, oh, digital art is not real art because it's 3D or digital. There's no such thing.
mm.
It's like fine art, digital art, all one of art. It's all about expressing yourself.
Yelah, sekarang it's about macam I like it because it's opening up the value of art again lah. So
Mm.
macam now anyone can enjoy it. I think that's important lah. So macam for macam contoh Faris punya, I like his digital explorations on like bubble structures, and I think it's quite amazing macam how far you headed lah basically with that thing. Macam how detailed you go into exploring that thing, and in a way benda tu macam it is a sort of a fine art image macam it's so abstract sometimes ya
Mm.
macam oh man this is on a wall this is fine art, you know, if you don't say it's a bubble kan.
Hmm.
So but it's still interesting that it came out from the explorations of physical bubble and then you go into digital.
Hmm.
So and then finally you get to authenticate that file as a digital macam as good as a signed canvas print, and I think that's nice macam seeing macam contoh macam Faris punya exploration for physical to digital. Yeah, I don't know if you want to add to that ke.
Hmm. I think I'm just gonna agree with that.
Okay. Okay, boleh. Azari macam mana? Macam um in terms of macam your I don't know macam do you think that your works do you value it more than fine art, or do you think that the whole thing should be just whatever blurred macam we shouldn't care about these titles anymore lah basically.
I think uh I don't know, like we should not like I think we how like we not we I try to not compare lah because
Hmm,
of like fine art have their specialty, like
betul.
so macam digital art pun like same lah. I mean
Dia ada strength dia kan.
yeah, that's
Hmm.
right. Yeah,
Hmm.
I think yeah, I think I don't know about it, but yeah, I think,
Faham. It's basically macam, yelah, macam we should. They both of them have their own strength lah.
yeah, yeah,
And it should be as it is with what they are. And then it's just that macam people need to maybe be more relaxed about macam confining themselves. It's just about the mentality of people lah kan.
Mm-mm.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Uh,
Yeah, it doesn't mean that one art have to exist and the other doesn't, Why
Betul.
can't
betul.
it coexist, right?
Mm-mm.
So there's
Betul.
always I get asked before, like, why don't you do fine art? Because you can do fine art. But I'm like,
Hmm.
but I'm comfortable with this, it's
Ah,
fine. It's
Faham.
fine to do
Yeah.
digital art, visual art.
Uh,
It's really cool.
yeah, betul je.
hmm.
Macam as for me, like my background like is like performing arts. I play a lot, and so
Hmm.
I play with visual also lah. So bila kau nak masuk ke fine art ni, dia dah macam a bit serious kan. So macam
Mm.
I bila nak buat visual tu, some of the visual ada yang serious, tapi I'm still like embracing the spirit of playing lah. So
Yeah.
Mhm.
I'm not sure if
Hmm.
like spirit of playing boleh masuk ke fine art. I tak sure, but I think they can coexist lah.
Mm.
Yeah.
Ha.
There's definitely that aspect lah within fine art, especially macam performing arts within
Hmm.
the fine art world kan. I mean,
Hmm.
it's still very much about that kan. So
Hmm.
macam we're talking about the value of art lah. Tapi macam what do you guys feel about people flipping NFTs for quick money? Macam what do you guys feel about it in general lah? Or is that it's just the fact of life because sebab people are always going to manipulate things, right? So macam maybe you can't avoid that lah.
Yeah, I guess for me, I don't really care about that because
Hmm.
it's your own money. You can make do with whatever you want, right? Because
Hmm.
it's like, it's good. Of course, I mean, when you open something to the mainstream or like to the global audience, obviously you will have two sides of the coins, right?
Hmm.
So I'm quite happy that uh my artwork, some of them is collected by some of the people that I really look up to, like West Cream, Malavida, and like
Hmm.
Render. So for me, I really appreciate the support. And then on Hik and Nung also, I
Hmm.
know there are some flippers, and then there are some people who collect my work. It's fine.
Hmm.
I don't have like anything against how you collect. It's
Mm.
definitely it's fine for me.
I understand. Hmm. Any opinions from you guys? Faris or Azari on macam is it macam it's just normal, it's just different because it's transparent now. I mean dulu orang sama juga, orang beli works and then they resell semua, tapi it's just now it's transparent, everyone
Hmm.
can see who flips, who keeps
Hmm.
it, who sells it for banyak gila babi. So macam
Hmm.
it's nice knowing the transparency. I think that's the biggest thing lah. Macam
For me, I'm okay with it also lah. Sebab
hmm.
kalau not just because of the transparency, tapi because of the technology, and if people
Hmm.
resell, the
Hmm.
original artist can get royalties.
That's
Mm.
true. That's true.
So
Betul?
tapi like setengah artis dia akan rasa terkilan sikit lah, sebab apa? Orang beli bukan sebab dia hargai apa, they appreciate the message of the artwork, but they just
Hmm.
see the money into it kan. So
Hmm.
I think got to find the balance between that.
Hmm.
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 Mm.
Azari ada opinion on that?
Nothing. I think like same lah. Same for me about
Hmm.
everything flippers and
Hmm.
yeah, nothing. I got nothing on that.
Yalah, macam it is what it is lah kan. Basically.
Yes.
Betul.
Hmm.
So macam I don't know, people ada some questions on YouTube. People ask macam yelah, macam there's this issue of course it's beyond our control, but the question is basically um there's this issue of people taking other people's work and then minting them as theirs. So yeah, it's just a question of ethics lah. I think that is macam that's beyond the control of us because the technology is so much so that it's there, tapi people misuse it out of misguided ethics lah. Tapi itu I don't know, that's a technology thing they have to solve lah in terms of authentication pre minting. I think that's another issue lah kot.
Yeah,
Yeah.
not even with NFT, even before NFT, my artwork
Betul.
has been stolen. Like
Betul.
machinist work has
That's a
been
good point.
stolen everywhere. Somebody sell it on a market in China, and then I
Really,
have
yeah?
all yes, I have even okay, I cannot say this brand, but there's a
Okay.
shampoo brand that copied my work exactly, and then to sell their shampoo in China, and also I get a lot of people because like some of the people who follow machinist work, they will inform us on all these like
Hmm.
like people infringing like copyright
Mm,
using our artwork. So it's
mm,
the thing that with technology and internet, we cannot stop it. Once you have your work online,
mm.
anybody can do whatever with it, like people
Betul
can
juga.
just take it out. So take it with a, yeah, I mean, be cautious about it. Of course, you can try to fight it, but it's quite a hard battle to win. Like what you can do, maybe just ask them to take it down, like don't use
Hmm.
my work and for a commercial client. But yeah,
Betul.
it's
Betul.
really hard to do that. But,
Hmm.
I just hope that people will, I mean, some people say that copying is another form of flattery or something like that.
Betul juga.
But
Ya, ya.
I'm like, okay, whatever.
Hmm.
Cannot
Hmm.
control. This is something that's beyond our control for sure.
Hmm. Mm.
Hmm.
Yeah. I Faris, you want to add anything?
Hmm. Itulah, itu satu problem jugalah Zat, because some
Hmm.
artis yang memang tak nak pun masuk NFT kan. So
Betul.
so macam kalau orang lain copy and then masuklah NFT, it's like macam dia dah terlepas dia bukan, dia tak apa verify dia punya account, dia punya identity semua. So macam kita buatkan ikat, kita share kita punya social links kat situ kan, so verify.
Mm.
Hmm.
So kalau dia
Hmm.
tak buat, takut orang lain buat kan, nanti itulah
Hmm.
payah ni selagi ada orang yang jahat kan, payah.
Yeah, I mean, yeah,
Ha,
I
Benda tu
totally agree
beyond
with.
lah.
ha,
Benda tu beyond lah. Tapi betul juga macam cakap Fiza, macam we've
ha,
been macam as creators we've been experiencing this thing even before. Macam the
betul.
idea of copying kan, macam yalah, we've all had in our points macam people get the thing without consent, and then even make money out of it. So macam
Mm.
it seems that like the technology macam is just there, but then yalah, people are people lah kot. It'll still
Mm.
happen lah kan.
Hmm,
Yeah, I'm okay with people like sharing my work, like,
Hmm.
but if they don't earn money from it, like
Yeah,
if
understand.
because it's they share my work and then they appreciate it. Like Instagram, for example, if you post your
Mm.
work on Instagram, obviously people who like it, sometimes they will reshare it on their
Yeah.
account. If
Mm.
they don't credit you, if they're nice, they would, but sometimes they don't
Mm.
credit. I'm not gonna hunt for them, but
Yeah, yeah.
it's just that like when you start making money and then like doing client work with it, that's a
Mm.
bit or selling it online, that's a bit hard lah.
That's a bit hard lah. Betul-betul.
Mm,
Especially if you're in the same space as the artist kan.
yeah,
Doing the
yeah.
same thing. Yeah. Macam I would imagine the company who took your design and made into a shampoo bottle. I think that macam
Mm,
okay jugalah. Macam that's a shampoo bottle, right?
yeah.
Well, still unacceptable. Tapi macam yelah, macam selling it, kalau you ambil and then you sell within the same platform, macam that's your
Mhm.
gamble lah, gamble.
Mm,
Mm.
hmm,
I mean, there's a lot of, I know like macam this is beyond us juga, tapi there's a lot of people asking about environmental damage. And I'm not sure macam, of course we are not the best. Macam even I myself, I'm not equipped to answer on what is the way in the NFT could macam be better, not damaging to the environment again. So macam how do you guys macam respond to people who ask things like that? There's always bound to be questions like that. Some on your Instagram ke, on like people DMing ke, macam macam mana you guys respond to it?
hmm. Kalau I lah macam I
Hmm.
cakap, if you create anything, it must be from
Hmm.
something's destruction.
Hmm.
So tak kira lah apa jua jenis art. Kalau kita buat like apa oil painting, we are using oil, we are using paper, kan? So
Hmm.
kalau
Hmm.
kita buat apa sculptures kayu, kita potong pokok kan. So macam
Hmm.
so
Hmm.
Marble
that
semua.
marble, so there will always be like
Betul juga.
distraction. So
Hmm.
but we just have to find a way to like ah minimize it
Hmm.
lah kan. So macam dari
Hmm.
segi blockchain pula yang apa they the non-environmental friendly punya issue is because of the proof of stake punya consensus mechanism kan. So
Hmm.
to like validate the transaction, it will use a
Hmm.
lot of like power resources from computers lah.
Hmm.
And then benda ni if you look into blockchain in general kan, dia kata
Hmm.
the mining Bitcoin punya apa power consumption, CO2 emission dah lebih daripada apa one whole country, aku tak ingat country apa, Argentina.
Hmm.
But tapi kalau kita tengok balik, it's like as a technology as a whole, macam Bitcoin, Ethereum, they are macam going into like decentralized monetary system kan. Kalau kita
Hmm.
tengok like traditional monetary system macam bank industry, gold mining
Hmm.
industry, they produces uh, large carbon footprint juga kan. But
Yeah,
uh,
true.
but dengan yang apa mining this cryptocurrency tak,
Hmm.
kalau nak bandingkan dengan tu, we are just a little bit only.
Hmm.
But still
Hmm.
but
Hmm.
still we are moving forward into newer technology that is proof of stake. So sooner
Hmm.
or later like there will be very few
Hmm.
cryptocurrency yang pakai
Hmm.
proof of apa tadi, proof of
Work.
work punya.
Proof of work.
Uh,
Betul.
so
Hmm. But
we are moving forward. This technology is still very new, and
Hmm.
then
Hmm.
it's good lah
And
to have
yeah.
people to macam discuss pasal benda ni yang complain, because if no one's complaining, kita takkan move forward lah kan, kita takkan kan
Yeah.
look into this
I
issue.
I
Hmm.
also think
Hmm.
the same. Like if people don't talk about it and
Hmm.
people don't try to adapt it, then the technology won't move forward. It'll be just
Ah,
stagnant. But because of
Betul.
a lot of people are talking about it, and then it's like a lot of people are joining this also. So
Hmm.
then the conversation starts, and then I also believe that Ethereum will move forward with the new
Hmm.
Hmm.
POS. So
Hmm.
Betul.
we hope that it will be sooner than later.
Hmm. Azari, ada orang pernah
Oh,
start.
dia
Ulang balik.
disconnect jap.
macam you, yeah.
Start balik.
Dia
Pada
disconnect
Oh,
jap tadi.
You froze.
sorry, macam ada orang pernah tanya you in terms of this environmental impact thing for
uh,
ke macam generally macam you,
like
you
my friend ada
yeah.
lah. I mean like
Hmm.
ask me about this, and like actually macam I don't I don't really tak tahu lah about this environmental
Hmm.
impact, because
Hmm.
like
Hmm.
I only read it lah, but
Faham?
macam like proof about how they damage the environment. I actually
Hmm.
macam I didn't know about that sangat lah.
Faham?
Yeah.
Macam untuk aku pun macam I didn't know about it until much later on, until macam people introduced me to Tezos, and then
Yeah.
I look into Tezos, and then macam Tezos is actually running on proof of stake already,
Hmm.
and I macam I'm trying to figure out macam so actually Tezos uses about 7 in magnitudes of 7 lah less energy
Hmm.
consumption than
Yeah.
Ethereum sekarang, Ethereum POW. So macam that's mind blowing. That's a big difference. Macam if you actually read macam the audience can type lah macam Ethereum difference between Tezos, and
Mm-hmm.
then read into the energy punya difference. But then the interesting, I think, for us in this thing is that why people can actually pick up on this issue is because the numbers are transparent.
Hmm.
I
Yeah,
think
you're right.
sebab you can actually macam know macam apa number breakdown dia, macam contoh macam if you mine a gold mine, macam who the hell has the numbers kan, to actually say macam this is the carbon footprint for mining this gold mine which amounts to ni. So macam for the first time macam we have something transparent yang we can actually take and then refer and then macam bandingkan, whereas before macam macam we should be macam questioning the same thing about contoh the global stock exchange using electricity 24 hours, macam
Hmm.
online 24 hours, macam that is also a macam energy consuming,
Hmm.
tapi there's no transparent macam
Yeah.
tracking of it for us to
Hmm.
actually macam take accountable benda tu as a source of or macam damaging point to the
Hmm.
economy lah.
Yeah, I
Or
mean, like all
hmm,
the big tech giants, they don't show you how much energy they consume,
betul
Hmm.
betul, that is macam wah, I would imagine
like
someone like
servers
Google
and all that.
server
How?
farms ah.
Yeah,
Hmm.
I don't even know because
Hmm.
they don't show it. So maybe
They
that's
don't
why
show it,
people
betul.
Hmm.
can talk about this because it's very obvious, like, you know.
Betul, it's obvious macam they can compare, oh ni this is equal to my house consumption. So apa-apa they get it at the back of their minds, they can refer it to, oh this is how much energy I use in a month at my house, and this is how much they're minting. So there's always that macam tangible aspect that they can actually relate lah, macam oh this is, and then that relates to the larger environment within that picture lah kan. So aku rasa the whole point about NFTs becoming is transparent, is what is great lah, I would say.
Hmm.
uh,
Yeah.
Macam where would you guys say macam this thing would head into the future, in terms of, I don't know, macam someone's asking macam what do you guys see the the future headed in terms of the next 5 years with this thing. But it's very hard to say, right? I don't know what's your opinion. It's like forecasting, like like minute
Yeah.
ball.
I'm not an expert in this, obviously, but then
uh,
for me, if in terms of the community, I think it's nice to finally have like a local community that we can get together on Discord and then discuss about anything, not just NFTs. Like, you
betul.
can maybe collaborate. Like for you, architect, and then like some
Mm,
like audio engineers, or like
mm,
like anything like uh industrial designer. So it's quite interesting for me to connect with everyone. So
mm,
the biggest takeaway in terms of digital art NFT platform is this
mm,
lah, is the community.
Yeah.
I
mm,
mean, some people maybe they don't have the support, but to me, evidently, I get to meet more different people from different background locally, and then I connect. So being
mm,
in stuck at home, work from home for many years, it's
mm,
kind of tiring, like I
mm.
feel COVID fatigue most of the time. And
Betul betul.
last year I had,
Mm,
to be honest, last year in March I had like very high anxiety. I can't
mm,
even I can't even do work. I can't even see 3D. I can't even do anything because I felt
mm,
so much fear and anxiety during COVID.
mm,
So
mm.
it's just that the thought of mortality, the news, everything,
Betul.
and this platform does help, like in terms of mental health. Like I connect with any other person, maybe experiencing the same thing as I am, and then like some friends who are also experiencing like a shift in their business, or like shift in
Mm,
their practice or workflow because of this.
mm.
You okay, sorry.
Okay, okay.
Yeah. So
Mm,
I'm not sure if there's like 5 years down the line, but it would be nice to like collaborate with everybody, or like have some, not just NFT, like maybe an exhibition that has all different background people connecting together and make one whole big,
mm.
yeah, like
Interesting.
art
Mm.
exhibition.
Nice, nice. How about you, Faris?
I mean like looking to the future kan. But
Mm,
I tak tahulah like in how many years, but I think one day like uh, everyone will have an macam online presence as an avatar, and then
mm,
bukan saja as a person, but they will have a place like a digital space online also, di rumah ke classroom ke kan.
mm,
So masa tu
Mm.
maybe this is a bit too far fetched lah kan, macam dah macam
mm,
Black Mirror kan, but that time mungkin orang dah tak apa, physical offices dah tak perlu kan.
mm,
Mm.
So people will have their own digital office, mungkin pakai apa VR ke apa, but
mm,
this digital spaces will be decorated with NFTs. I think lah. Where dia
Hmm.
kena macam you nak pakai, you nak pergi meeting kan. Pergi meeting,
Hmm.
you ada like a default uniform. But then you
Hmm.
can also buy a NFT uniform to go into a meeting online.
That's cool.
Oh, that's cool. I like that.
So
It
Hmm.
reminds
Betul.
me of PlayStation Home and
ah,
Ready Player One.
kan.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Betul betul betul.
So I look into dia is like orang kata metaverse lah. I suka borak dengan Ehsan pasal ni because Ehsan dia banyak lagi info pasal futurism,
Betul.
futurology.
Uh,
So but there's I see there's a future of it lah. And then
hmm.
mostly things macam online present is not just like that, is very significant to one's apa livelihood and economic. So macam dia
Hmm.
kena ada online because itu dia kena kerja dekat situ, bukannya because dia nak suka-suka macam sekarang ni people go into VR spaces to just like social meeting, nak main game
Hmm.
apa, but one day it will be a work.
Ya, faham.
You going to work in digital spaces.
Interesting.
Hmm.
Interesting. Azari macam apa you rasa macam kita akan head towards lah in terms of this thing.
Mm, I think like I would like to see like more people I mean
Hmm.
get into this platform, right? So
Hmm.
and macam I like to make friends lah, macam atau meet new friends, right? So
Hmm.
if everyone yang like digital artist yang still not apa get into the community, like we we should lah macam gather everyone and like maybe meet and like share lah everything kan about
Hmm.
about NFT. Even without NFT pun, like even about digital art ke kan. Yeah, I would
Betul.
like to know lah about that.
Hmm.
So in future.
Macam I imagine macam where this could be headed is that macam it would be nice if there was a community that we formed that is formed in Malaysia where blockchain is the backbone, where we could help self fund our own projects within the community from that pool of
Yeah.
funds. Yeah. So macam everyone chips in into that pool of crypto fund. So and then communities can decide macam we want to help this guy with his next show. So and then the money goes to him. So I think that would solve a lot of macam issues with all these funding problems in Malaysia if we all
Yeah.
pull together resources,
Ah,
crypto, put satu macam digital trust fund and virtual trust fund in
Uh,
crypto, and then we share resources tu. And
Kan
then
dia
macam
dia transparent lagi kan, sebab macam you pergi
betul.
ke akaun mana you
Hmm.
tahu dia ni punya akaun, keluar akaun ni dia punya
Yes,
akaun.
yes. Betul. So macam everyone is aware macam for the next project we're using the money to go to his project to his account, so he's using it. So I think that'll be beneficial greatly lah for Malaysia. Sebab sekarang we're not short of creatives lah, macam as the NFT sphere has proven we're not short of creative, we're short of the funding for creatives, as we know benda ni is not easy for us to mint is one thing macam, but and then to make a livelihood out of it is another. So if this crypto punya platform can actually enable us to create macam a sort of fun source lah for us creatives kan, macam tak kisah whatever diverse field we pull together, that'll be awesome, man. Macam
yeah.
macam separate of macam these other macam entities, NGOs, macam government punya funds kan. So that'll be great lah. I think I'm looking towards that sort of future lah. I hope Shakir or Shaman makes it work, or Faris somehow. I might as well macam ask Shakir, macam if Shakir is there. Shakir, yeah.
Yes. Yes,
So
boleh
he's
dengar?
boleh. So Shakir is the curator of the show Seni Kripto. I just wanted to ask what how did you come across these artists and what made you want to macam display their work first within your gallery. I mean, macam I maybe the audience would like to know lah.
Yeah. Well, sorry, because I'm outside.
No worries, no worries.
But yeah, I think the whole idea about digital art was I mean digital art gallery, when we started digital art gallery was when I did my project with Moshovik so last time lah. So the idea is to not see design and digital art just something to serve client, but it's also a form of an art expression. So that's why we started Filament in the first place back in 2006. So when we started Filament in 2016, the idea is to basically first to have our one of it is to have our space where we can actually host all these digital artists, no matter what kind of medium that you use or what kind of genre that you do. Like it could be digital illustration, 3D, 2D animation, motion graphics, graphic design, and so on. We have a lot of people actually doing that. And at the same time, a lot of universities in Malaysia producing this kind of students, right, out of graduation. So that's basically our goal lah, to basically bring digital art not only as design and something to serve client, but also at the same time show to people that this is something that you can also use it as an expression tool, like whatever people do within the art scene itself right now, the traditional art scene. So yeah, that's basically how we started. And then we've been trying to go around to basically host an exhibition, digital art exhibition. So we try to find spaces where we need to like rent it out. It's expensive, and then on top of that we need to deal with the technicality of it, whether we want to do projection or LED screens and TV screen and stuff. So it's a lot of money and a lot of time and energy to be put in. So we resolved to one idea where let's find a space that we can actually pre-equip with some of stuff that we have in-house within Filament, and try to basically exhibit as many people as possible. So that's the idea. So we so lucky to meet people at Kedai KL, where then they said let's come up with a term to do a profit sharing of the space, and also we have the freedom of sort of curating and design the program. I personally, I'm not a curator, so I basically just manage whatever or just program whatever exhibition that we have at Digital Art Gallery. So we sort out the technical bit of it. We pre-equip the space with 3 projector and so on. And the idea is now to basically exhibit digital art lah. So before we have the space, we, like I mentioned to you, we go around gallery and try to understand how gallery works. So gallery works mostly the way how they work. They basically going to try to profit from, not really profit, I try to survive or operate within the exhibition itself. So means that the artist will then sell their work and there is a commission base to the gallery to sustain the space lah. But we cannot do that before NFT. We cannot do that because it's very hard to sell digital art, right? Like what Fiza mentioned just now, Faris mentioned just now. You cannot sell it. I mean, how do you sell a physical digital copy of it, right? Either you put it in like CD or USB. It's weird lah. So we come up with the idea is which is, instead of we trying to sell artist artwork to sustain our gallery, so why not we sell the experience itself? So that's how, as a gallery, the digital gallery works lah. And then NFT start become big. I think by the end of 2019, we sort of already hear about NFT. We still like during that time, I think what CryptoPunk, a few of website at that time is quite really amped out on that. But there's no really clear indication about where NFT going. So by 2022, it's a really an eye opening for us. While we actually trying to set up digital gallery, the NFT also coming in. So it's just nice to see now. We don't have to actually go to gallery say that, oh, we have digital art and can you exhibit us. Gallery actually will actually look to find artists to sell their digital art. So that's kind of nice things that's happening based on our experience. So when we start open the gallery early this year, we decided to have one exhibition within the community of digital artists to exhibit NFT. I mean, like, to exhibit NFT work and also at the same time talk about NFT. That's why we actually even have the conversation today lah. To basically just have a platform. The main idea is not to try to sell Fizzah work or Faris work or Azari work. Of course, it would be nice, but it doesn't. Again, like digital art gallery doesn't work like normal gallery. It means that if Fizzah sell her work that she exhibited at digital art gallery, we are not taking any commission because the commission, the stuff, the way how we sustain ourselves is through the exhibition itself. So the exhibition can actually sustain the space. So it doesn't make sense for us to take another commission from the artist artwork. So that's I think sort of like different way how we operate the gallery, and in a sense we also wanted to, like what you say also just now, Sam, to liberate the way how artists sell their work, because they I think for me artists can actually sell their work by their own. They don't have to go through gallery. They don't have to go through auctions. I think most of that what is happening kan lah. So now artists can put up their work in KiCad, in Foundation, in a lot of other platform and sell their work on their own. So why we need to actually interfere and do something? There is another tier for us to get commission for why. So this kind of thing that I think, because we come from within the community, we are not just these people who just let's open up gallery and we sell artist work. The drive that we have at Filament is always about get the community engaged and help the community on moving forward lah. And especially connecting current artists or current digital artists who been doing this with the new young generation artists. Like all these new artists coming out from universities and don't know what they want to do. So at least we have this platform which is neutral to share out contact, share out thoughts and programs and stuff lah. So that's basically in general what we do. I think I don't know, it's maybe over elaborate on your question lah, tapi that's basically how we started creating this exhibition at the first place. And also moving forward, I think we definitely going to do more of this kind of thing. And also we are also looking at having more of these kind of spaces. Like it can be run by anyone. It doesn't need to be run just by me or by Filament or anyone. We would love to actually see these kind of spaces exist both in physical space and also virtual space. Like, I've seen that some of our friends from Indonesia and even locally, they created this virtual gallery, and you can now exhibit your NFT in virtual gallery also. So those kind of things is really interesting to see. And yeah, again, like whatever you guys mentioned just now, I think moving forward, there is no the border, it's going to be blur between physical and digital, or virtual and physical. People will then more engage with virtual world, and you must be wanted to decorate your virtual with something, right? So now you have all these artworks or piece of artwork that you bought or you have, and then you can actually decorate your works or present it in the digital world. So yeah, I think the Ready Player One is something that we can look into the future. But yeah, I mean, overall, I think what's really nice about this is because that's what we believe in Filament. It's always how we can actually bring people together. Like
Mm.
with NFT, with digital art gallery, with anything that we do, we always actually try to find a space or a program that we can include more people, not only just filament or not only within our circle of friends.
Mm.
If can, we wanted to have more people around us lah to come in and collaborate and work together. Yeah.
Mm.
Yep.
Thank
Yep.
you, Shakir. I just this is macam I think we should be heading towards the end of the session, but maybe a last question to all of you is that macam could you give some advice to macam eager creatives who want to start out in this NFT journey. They got a lot of creative works, but they don't know how to start like minting works or where to refer, how to refer, who they should refer to. Macam I think macam for all of us, I think it's been quite a journey trying to find all these resources. And so macam do you guys have any advice to creatives trying to enter into this NFT sphere? What community they should join? Yeah, please, please.
Yeah, of course lah. You like for like Malaysian, you can join NFXT. So
Hmm.
dalam tu we are very chill kan. Kita tak adalah formal sangat. Dalam tu kita boleh borak-borak. Kadang apa
Hmm.
kita we break the ice, kita share kita punya workflow macam Mulu, Jiwo, dia orang buat 3D
Hmm.
structure semua, dia apa sketches dia orang tunjuk online. So
Hmm.
kalau you takut, just join and then you just borak-borak tengok dulu.
Hmm.
But join lah, because I think we are now creating history lah, because
Hmm.
this is start of a new future. Like blockchain is
Hmm.
a technology that is inevitable. Like everything will use blockchain in the future. And then
Hmm.
to have like an artist to like macam apa to push a mass adoption, I think this is history in the making lah.
Hmm.
So even though you don't have an artwork, but you just want to be like just want to learn or just want to be a
Hmm.
fan, you can join us. Yeah, don't worry lah.
Hmm.
But
No, it's good. It's good. It's good advice.
sebab
I
lepas
like
ni
that.
pun kalau macam bila MCO ni dah habis kan, semua
Hmm.
vaksin program, maybe we can like have a physical activity, to pergi
Betul.
apa apa exhibition hopping ke apa ke. But
Hmm.
the but I want to stress that it's a community punya spirit lah.
Hmm.
If you
Okay.
want to join the community, not just because NFT, but
Hmm.
because it's a community.
Hmm. Hmm. Nice, nice. Any from you or Azari or Fiza, any macam advice to up and coming creatives going into this field?
I think
Yeah, Azari first.
okay, I
Sila
think
sila.
I think like for those yang want to get into apa like crypto art or everything
Hmm.
related to NFT, I think they should like research more about that before get into,
Hmm.
because they need to know about the like the basic thing about
Hmm.
NFT, what's the meaning like, because right now NFT is gotten like really big, right? You can collect, you can mint,
Hmm.
you can everything lah, NFT. So yeah, you can reach out, NF like this platform NFS next.
Hmm.
Yeah, I think that's it.
Thank you, Azari.
Mhm.
Fiza?
Yeah, I do agree that you have to learn. Like it took me a few weeks to learn actually about cryptocurrency, NFT, blockchain, all this stuff. Like at first when my friend was explaining it to me, I didn't understand like what was going on. Like I don't understand. And then he said, okay, I let you know about these things, research about this stuff. So then only I read about it by myself. It takes some time. It's really, it's daunting.
Yeah, banyak
So
jargon.
yeah, there's a lot of new new words
Term.
that you have to learn.
Terminology.
Yes.
Betul. Betul.
Yeah, so it's hard for me to explain because as my friend say, it's very hard for him to explain to me. I have to find out about it myself first. Like, but he
Mm.
gave me guides lah. So find out what is blockchain, what is NFT, right?
Mm.
So if you before you want to get on this space, know about the risk also. There's also the risk of
Mm. Mm.
getting your cryptocurrency stolen. Things happen like that, or like
Mm.
not
Betul.
getting your email notification, or like
Mm.
like phishing and all that stuff, right? By
Betul.
other people. So know the
Mm.
risk and do learn about it, like what is it about? And
Mm.
then if you want to be on the platform, you also have to see like what kind of currency that you want to use. Like if you're into more like you really into clean NFT, there are a lot of different platforms as well, not just Hikenung. There's like
Mm.
Kalamin, a lot more
Mm.
other platforms. So I think in terms of platform, there's the different kind of platform has different sort of audience, community, and vibe as well. Even
Mm.
the collectors are different. Like
Mm.
Hikenung is different than Foundation. Like
Mm.
I'm on Foundation and Hikenung, so I haven't put artwork on non-origin or makerspace yet. So far it's different. Like the way I price my artwork is also different on both of the platform. It's like on Foundation it's more like one piece because
Mm.
there's no editions. Like
Mm.
but on Hikenung I can have a cheaper, more affordable pricing because I can have editions of it. So
Mm.
it's for me to like share my work with other designers, other
Mm.
visual artists, and like have fun on the platform. It's less serious than it is on Foundation.
Mm.
So
Mm.
if you want to start, of course, it's actually a lot of work. It's not how people say that, oh, I
Mm.
just put a JPEG and then it's easy, or I just put an MOV, or I sure can sell one. No, it's
Yeah.
not. It's about it's also the same. Like when you want to sell anything
Mm.
online, you just have to find the people that like your kind of work. And
Mm.
also don't have to follow other people. Like if people do skulls, you
Mm.
have to follow skulls. No, you don't have to do that. You just do something that's unique to you. That's
Mm.
what I think is sells more, or like
Mm.
resonate more to other people or other collectors. Of course there are like different way of like
Mm.
for me I don't have like maybe my artwork is not bought by people who are like like those crypto millionaire or something like that.
Mm.
It's more of like other designers that like my work, so they
Mm.
they bought my work, which I really appreciate it because I respect them, and I
Mm.
do feel like the support is quite well received. So
Mm.
yeah, so for you to have this, don't think like it's easy, but also it's just have fun also lah. Doesn't have to be so serious. If you can
Mm.
sell your artwork, good. If you cannot sell your artwork, it's also good. A
Mm.
failure is some sort of like learning for me. I always believe that.
Mm.
So,
Betul? Mm.
yeah. So just have
Yeah.
fun lah. Mm.
No, good point. Sebab I think a lot of people have the misconception yang macam you can get a lot of money macam throwing your money and NFT in this world macam, I'm going to cash out like people 500 million next day. So I
Yeah.
think it's good. Yeah, I think it's good to know the reality of it lah, macam for you guys to say macam, yeah, it takes macam good old fashioned marketing, knowing your audience, knowing the uniqueness of your own artwork to actually macam sell it or share it. But I think macam selling it, macam it's good to have that intention juga, tapi macam it's more of macam putting your works out there first lah kot. Yeah.
Yeah. It's
Mm.
like because also uh people make millions because people is people. He's been
Correct,
he's
correct.
been helping the community by sharing a lot of like his raw files online. So people
Mm.
who started learning like years ago, like how to
Mm.
create visual for concert, they
Mm.
just take his file and then do it. And then those people
Mm.
probably like as the years go by, they also become like a real
Mm.
designer, right? So
Betul.
this is kind of a good karma that people has been doing, and that's why he is people.
Betul.
Yeah, it's
True.
not just about, he been sharing all this time. So that's why he
Hmm.
will get that. I mean, that money.
No, it's good. It's good. Betul, betul. It's like people don't see macam the longer process of these artists lah in a way. Macam people see at that moment in time he sold that amount. Tapi in actuality he's been doing it for 10 years lebih
Yes.
of just macam giving out free works, free works, free works, free works every
Yeah.
day. So
Every day.
yeah, every day. Yeah.
Yeah, and he's also been doing an artwork every day. I mean,
Mm,
for many, many years. So a
mm.
lot of people thought, oh, this guy, people just sell a JPEG, but they don't know him. Because
Betul,
people,
betul.
maybe most people like us, like motion designer or visual artists, we know people for many years already, like his name,
Mm, mm,
But
mm.
for others, maybe it's like, who is these people selling his
Betul.
JPEG? Yeah.
Betul. Yeah, yeah, betul, betul. Any other last words from you guys in terms of macam I don't know whatever you want to part before we end the session ke?
Hmm.
Apa
Nothing.
buat? Faris je tak ada. Kata-kata
Nothing.
semangat dia, kata-kata semangat community.
Je heads up tu lah to all the people yang put this all together kan.
hmm,
Filamin, the NFXT people, Esa, Nadib, Jiwo, Mulo, Moon, Malaysia NFT, like without like all of these people kan,
hmm.
we won't have this talk.
Yeah, true. Betul.
Yeah.
And then
Hmm,
I think like it bagi saya lah macam we're really in a starting point. We're just getting started now. There are
hmm,
still more things to explore, not just NFT.
hmm,
And NFT punya application we still don't know like how it will evolve. So if
hmm,
we get started now, we know the terminologies, we know the technicalities.
hmm.
Basically we're preparing for the next decade lah.
Oh, interesting. I like how you're framing it for the larger context.
Futurist. Faris futurist.
Futurist. Futurist.
Uh,
I think it's
Yeah.
good seeing this long term juga. Yeah, I think it's quite good. Fiza or Zari, any other last words?
Yeah, I would say I would like to thank like DAG
Mm,
Film and also like
mm,
for like hosting our artwork on the space and then like
mm,
having this talk to share about our experience, also our
mm,
little bit of knowledge. We're not like,
mm,
experts in cryptocurrency or something like that,
mm,
but we are like learning it. Like every day you want to learn something new,
Yeah.
right? So yeah, it's good
mm.
to like share like quite uh casual hangout session today.
Yeah, yeah. Azari, ada apa nak tambah? Yeah, thank you too lah for being here
Like,
today.
yeah. For me, it's the same lah. Like, I thanks to like everyone,
Mm,
Shakir, and everyone like from Next.
mm,
I learned a lot lah actually from you
mm,
guys and from the
mm,
community as well.
mm,
And I really like thankful lah to be here.
mm.
Walaupun tak banyak like, I didn't talk so much, right?
No, it's fine. It's
But
fine.
I get to learn about
Mm.
everything. Yeah, that's it.
I think it's because macam it's the first time anyone's been talking about it pun. So macam it
Yeah,
would be a hard topic to discuss lah. Macam we're all just macam piecing together apa experience we go through,
yeah,
and
yeah,
so macam so in a way we're all figuring this out together, and I think it's quite nice macam as a first step for Malaysia going into this space, and I think it's a conversation worth having lah, which someone should start it lah, macam it might as well be now kan. So macam so the show is still on until 23rd May at Kedai KL at Masa Avenue. If anyone who still want to visit, but under right now SOP punya procedure, if you guys want to have a book, go and visit. But please go to Filament and ask them on the booking slots lah and availability. But they'll update later on how's the situation at the gallery. I'm not sure if there's any way that I don't know, maybe the guys at DAG could film like 3D punya view ke of the gallery, so just in case later that like no one gets to visit ke because MCO
Yeah.
whatever kan.
Yeah, we might actually do that lah.
Yeah.
With the current situation, and also
Mm.
again the idea is to also do some photo shoot with the artist.
Mm.
But tak sempat nak buat lagi that one. We haven't get the time. So maybe one time we'll try to do it. Maybe after Raya.
No
Yeah.
worries.
After Raya.
Yeah.
Great.
Right.
Thank you, Shakir. So macam if you guys want to see the works from Fiza, from Faris, and from Azari, it's all on their respective Instagram pages, and then they're also, if you want to see them all on one page, you go to the DAG punya Instagram page. So it's digital art DAG by Filament, their Instagram handle, and within that you can see the Seni Kripto punya post, and then all the artists on there lah, and you can click on their respective pages to go to their Instagram profile and then see the shops, the platforms that they're selling their works on. So thank you guys. It's been a good tengah hari, and I hope it's been santai and I've enjoyed it hosting lah. Macam thank you guys for being here, and thank you to the audience. So
Thank-
thank you,
Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Thanks, Sam.
thank you,
Okay, guys.
thank you Faris,
Uh-huh.
Do we
thank you
want to
Zari. Yeah,
do we want to open the room for like open discussion for everybody yang dalam bilik?
yeah, I'm okay. I mean,
Yeah, guys.
whoever's in the room wants to ask anything, please.
Yeah.
Anybody?
We can open lah. I think for live kita boleh cut the live Faris.
Boleh cut
Boleh cut. Tapi for those who ada kat sini can actually open lah, open lah. For
Alright.
conversation.
So
Okay.
boleh end lah this live
Boleh.
Thank you.
Okay. See you guys
Thank you,
later
Syakir.
in Discord.
Alright, guys. Kita nak kenalkan Irsyad daripada pentas.io. He's one of the proponent guys in Crypto Malaya.
Oh, okay.
In Telegram, I think, as well as Clubhouse. So, Irsyad, you have anything to share with us?
Tak ada apa sangat, tapi this is first time aku join this session and
Mike.
inspired by you guys. Oh, sekejap.
Syamai. Ada Syamai.
Ada Syamai, ada.
Syaman pun ada.
Okay, you guys boleh dengar tak?
Dengar.
Jap, kita nak end tak? Live stream nak end sekarang ke nak biar run lagi?
Aku tak tahu, tanya Syakir.
Aku rasa boleh end lah, boleh end Faris.
Okay.
So yeah,
Alright.
this one is just our discussion lah.
Yeah, good.
Yeah, before that, nak jangan beritahu, pentas will be first Asia punya NFT marketplace tau. So if I didn't reiterate that, so yeah, Irsyad, go. Dengar tak